Good morning. This is Faith at Faith and Books, and I'm going to do a very quick Victober TBR because I realize I'm probably not going to get another real chance, although I'm going to be late picking up my grandson as it is. But I realize I really probably won't have a chance this week before October starts, which I believe is Friday, if I'm remembering the calendar. So I'm already kind of started on Victorian literature. I've been reading In the Roar of the Sea by an author completely new to me, Sabine, I think that's how you say it, Baring Gould, or Gould Baring, something like that. And the first, chunk of the book that I read, which I'm reading on my Kindle, I got it for free. I thought that it was a woman who had written it, and the main character is a woman, a young girl, Judith, who's 18, and they live right by the sea. Is it in Devon or Cornwall? But it's someplace where this is, I guess early Victorian times, where they have that whole economy of getting goods from the ships that wreck on the shore, and smugglers and that sort of thing. And I think it's a really great story. I heard about it from Kate Howe. She talked it up. And so I just happened to need a Kindle Read because at night I read from my Kindles and I'll turn on the light. And I don't like Amazon, so I try to only get stuff that my husband's already downloaded or that is free. So that one was free. Anyway, it's a really interesting book. I am enjoying it thoroughly. I think I'm about like 67% or maybe 62%, something like that, through. And that it's very Victorian. It's very well written. And I really like the character of Judith. And I just noticed over the weekend, I think it was over the weekend, I saw somebody who, there was a channel, Gunpowder Plot and something fiction. They were doing a thing about can straight white men write women? And the more I thought about it, the more I thought, yep, they really can. They really can. I think that's an unfair thing to say about straight white authors. I mean, think about it. Straight white authors are the ones that fall in love with women and live with them. Yeah, they can write women. Anyway, this Sabine Gould Baring, or Baring Gould, apparently was a really well-known clergyman that a lot of people like, a lot of authors, and he was extremely prolific. And even though he was a clergyman, he collected a lot of folk tales and ghost stories, and even wrote a book on werewolves, which I think would be interesting to read. And he's the one that wrote Onward, Christian Soldiers. Anyway, I really like this book. So I already started my Victober a little bit. Also, I've just gone back. I started this at the very beginning of September. What is that? Ooh. Hope everyone's all right. That's kind of further away because we have a fire station right across the road here, but that's coming from further away. Anyway, so I hope they're okay. But I started reading this at the beginning of September, and because the plan was to read Phineas Finn, the next book in the Palliser series, in October. Well, I only got like into 48 pages or something before I got sidetracked by Shake Timber and the Humorous Book Club of the Month. So I'm back to it, and it's just wonderful. I just stayed in bed for a couple of hours last night reading this. I really love Anthony Trollope. And he, again, is creating really interesting women characters. So complicated, and yeah, even though he's a guy and he's a Victorian, there is that. But he's really, really interesting. I think it's eventually going to be about several women. Anyway, it's a good novel. It's very promising. I'm now all the way up to page 85. Wow. So I've already started on some Victorian books. Now the things, I just found out that my schedule is going to change. I'm going to have even less time to read, I think, than I already do. And I'm a slow reader, so I can't be very ambitious. I do plan to, after I finish Can You Forgive Her, to start Phineas Finn. I at least want to start it in October, because my grandson, who's going to be Phineas, is going to be born. He's due October 17th, I think. Is that right? But this is kind of the main focus for Victober. It's Lorna Doone, and it's Kate Howe's Read Along Most Victorian Patreon Club's read. And I plan on starting this on October 1st. And we'll see how I can juggle reading this stuff. And then I also have been planning to read Robert Browning poems. I don't know if I'll get this to every day. I think maybe I'll just read a couple of poems each weekend, maybe, because I just don't have enough time to focus on so many different things. And my Kindle Read, once I finish In the Roar of the Sea, will be Diary of a Nobody, and that is the Humorous Book Club of the Month's pick, and they made it align with Victober. So I'm looking forward to that. So those are my Victober plans. I hope I at least pull some of it off. Yeah. So, all right, I better go pick up my grandson. I hope you're doing well, and happy reading.